What would happen when you see a person you love dying? What would happen when this happens when you are a child? And what would happen if that person who died is one whom you love the most? This is a true story of a boy that I will call Ethan. Ethan is now 10 years old, but what happened to him at age 5 cannot be erased from his memory. His grandmother was ill. He was there in her room sitting by her. He had loved her so much, more than any other person in the world. All of a sudden, her face color changed, and something happened to her. He did not conceive what was happening and called his mother to come. A hubbub occurred in the house, of which he understood nothing. Within an hour, the doctor came. He checked on the grandmother, then he said that the grandma is dead. Ethan's life then was never the same. The only person who loved him and whom he loved was gone. We might understand why the effect of a dying person in front of Ethan was so horrible an experience for him, but still, there is something missing. Why was the impact so deep? And why was Ethan so attached to his grandmother? Ethan is a loving person. He loves everyone around him and wants peace. But, his parents seem to have another view of life. Ethan always witnesses his parents bickering, and in hot argument very frequently at home. He loves them both and feels very worried that they fight. He asks his mother why she is so angry with his father and that he wants them to be in peace. Ethan emerged into an uneasy position. He wakes up in the morning full of fear of when the next time the father and mother will fight. When they quarrel indeed, the fear gets into his soul. He needed to escape, just to escape, and he found his grandmother the solace. She loved him and he loved her. She would always tell him not to care about his parents' fights because she is always there for him. But, now the love and solace are gone. Ethan is alone in this world. Now, this is indeed a real story, but I want just to tell you to think about how many people in the world grew in that unhealthy environment. Think about the effect of parents' fights on the children. I want now to tell you something that might shock you. I myself am a survivor of parents' fights. I remember what happened every time my father and mother bickered and shouted. And if you ask me about the result, I thought of suicide thousands of times, and tried it. I survived but was broken inside, with a weak personality. I never knew how to deal with the outside world. My parents never cared and wasted their time on fighting with each other, instead of raising us, and teaching us how to deal with life. Today, 40 years have passed, and I still suffer from anxiety and experience frequent panic attacks. I am still not sociable and highly introverted, and suffered a lot from the outside world. But, I survived and I know that I am now strong and able to live in this life despite all its odds. This could have been easier. But what I am going to do is to ensure that my children will have the happiest life ever, and will never ever go through the same experience that I have had. Today, I will talk to you about the psychological impact of parents' fights on their children. and how to make sure that our children can have a better life than we had before.